Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Roy English Talk. I'm Natasha, your host for today. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us. We post new English learning videos every single day to help you become fluent, confident, and comfortable in English. Faster. In today's episode, we're going to focus on something that many learners struggle with: understanding fast native English speakers. Have you ever watched a movie, a YouTube video, or had a conversation with a native speaker and thought, "Whoa, that was way too fast"? You're definitely not alone. Fast English can feel overwhelming at first, but here's the good news. You can train your ears and your brain to catch and understand native-level English with ease. Today, we'll break it down for you. We'll explore real-life examples, share practical tips, and give you simple daily exercises that will improve your listening skills and help you keep up with fast, natural English conversations. Ever watched a movie in English without subtitles and felt like the characters were rapping instead of speaking? Like, "What shouldn't later want to grab some? Wait, what did they just say?" If you've ever had that moment where a native speaker opens their mouth and you suddenly feel like you're decoding alien language, you are definitely not alone. And here's the thing. Your English isn't broken. You're just hearing the real-world version of the language, the one nobody warned you about, the one where words get swallowed, smashed, or morphed into completely new sounds. In school, you learned clear, slow English. But native speakers? They're operating on fast forward. They're dropping syllables, shortening phrases, and bending grammar rules like it's second nature. But here's the exciting part. Understanding fast English is not some mysterious talent. It's a skill, one you can train just like a muscle. In this video, we'll uncover why native English seems ridiculously fast. Hint, it's not just speed. The sneaky sound changes in speech patterns that trip up learners, and how to finally keep up, even when everyone around you sounds like they're speaking in turbo mode. We'll also cover the biggest mistakes learners make, the mindset shift you must adopt, and a super effective listening routine that's helped thousands of students level up. Whether you want to follow your favorite podcasts, watch Netflix without subtitles, or just survive a real conversation without mentally translating every sentence, this video is your roadmap. So get comfortable, grab your headphones, and stay till the end. This could seriously change how you experience English forever. Let's unlock your listening superpowers right now. Let's bust a myth. Native English speakers aren't actually speaking faster than other languages, but it feels faster because of how they connect, reduce, and spit out words like it's a race. Here's what's really going on. Connected speech native speakers almost never pronounce words in isolation. Instead of, "What are you doing?" you'll hear, "What you doing?" They connect words like train cars. The end of one word sticks to the start of the next. And your brain? It's trying to break them apart like puzzle pieces that don't fit. Sound reductions. In fast speech, words shrink, entire syllables vanish. Here are a few examples. Going to, gonna want to, wanna let me did you, do you. It's not lazy. It's natural rhythm. But to learners, it's like trying to recognize someone after they shaved their head and changed clothes. Contractions on steroids. You already know he's, we're. But in speech, you'll hear should've, woulda, coulda, I'd have gone if I'd known. That's 3 contractions in one sentence. A grammar book's worst nightmare. Dropped words, some words just vanish. I don't know becomes dunno. Give me that becomes gimme that. The meaning stays, the words don't. Stress and rhythm English is a stress-timed language. That means the rhythm is based on beats, not syllables. Important words are stressed, others are blurred. I want to go to the store. The to the part practically disappears. If you're used to syllable-timed languages like Spanish or Japanese, this messes with your brain. You're listening for every word equally, but English doesn't play fair. Intonation roller coaster. English rises and falls in melody. Questions go up, statements drop down, emotions shape pitch. So if you're just reading subtitles or memorizing scripts, you're missing the music of the language. Native speed is unconscious. The final twist? Native speakers don't even realize they're doing this. That's why they can't always slow down or explain it. They've practiced speaking this way for decades, just like you walk without thinking how to move your legs. So what can you do about it? Good news. Once you start noticing these patterns, your brain adapts. You begin to expect reductions, recognize connections, and hear rhythm instead of chaos. And in the next section, we'll explore what's actually happening in your brain when it feels like everything's too fast, and how to work with it, not against it. Let's bust a myth. Native English speakers aren't actually speaking faster than other languages. It just feels faster because of how English is structured, delivered, and squished together in real life. What's happening isn't just about speed, it's about how English flows. Here's why it sounds like you're listening to verbal spaghetti. Connected speech native English is like a river. Words don't stop. They flow into each other. Instead of, "What are you doing?" you hear, "What you doing?" The end of one word connects to the start of the next. If you're expecting clear spaces between each word like in your textbook, surprise. Real English doesn't work that way. It's like hearing, "I'm gonna go get some food, you want anything?" Try parsing that on the first listen. Sound reductions. English loves to shrink. Native speakers eat syllables for breakfast. Going to, gonna want to, wanna let me did you, dia or gia. These reductions aren't slang. They're standard in casual speech. You won't hear I am going to eat. You'll hear I'm gonna eat. Now multiply that by an entire sentence, and you see why your brain feels overwhelmed. Contractions on steroids, you already know. I'm, he's, we're. But native speech goes deeper. I'd have gone if I'd known. That's, I would have gone if I had known. It's like grammar gymnastics. One contraction inside another. Totally normal in fast spoken English. Dropped words. Sometimes, native speakers just skip stuff. I don't know becomes dunno. Did you eat yet becomes jeet yet? The sentence is still understandable if you're used to hearing it. But if you're not, it feels like full sentences are missing. Stress and rhythm English is a stress-timed language. That means the rhythm is based on beats, not syllables. Let's compare. I want to go to the store. You barely hear to, they get squashed. This throws off learners from syllable-timed languages like Spanish or Korean. You're listening for all words equally, but English is playing a rhythm game, like jazz. Some notes are loud, others fade into the background. Intonation. Hidden meaning. English isn't just about what we say, it's how we say it. Questions rise in pitch, statements drop, sarcasm changes the tone completely, the intonation adds context, and often emotion. Oh, really? Can mean interest, sarcasm, annoyance, or all three, depending on tone. Subtitles don't show this. So if you're only reading, you're missing the emotional subtitles of real speech. Automatic speed. Mode most native speakers aren't trying to be difficult. They just speak how they've always spoken, on autopilot. They're not choosing to reduce, drop, or link words. It's just what feels natural. They've had decades of speaking this way. You're not behind. You just haven't trained your ears yet. So, what now? The first step is awareness. The moment you realize English has a rhythm, a musicality, and a system of shortcuts, your brain starts anticipating them. That's why some learners go from "I understand nothing" to "wait, that sentence actually made sense." In the next section, we'll look at what's happening inside your brain when listening feels exhausting, and why it's not your fault. You're trying to focus, but the words blur together. Your brain starts zoning out. You rewind 5 times, still confused. You feel tired, even frustrated. That's listening fatigue, and it's real. Your brain is a powerful processor, but when it's not trained to handle fast, reduced, connected speech in real time, it gets overwhelmed. Here's why. Cognitive overload. Every time you hear a sentence in English, your brain does a ton of work in milliseconds. Recognize each word. Decode reduced forms, like gonna, jad or going to. Understand grammar. Translate mentally for many learners. Interpret meaning and context. That's like juggling 5 balls at once, while the balls are on fire. When native speakers talk quickly, the brain can't keep up. It's not about intelligence. It's about processing speed and efficiency, which improve with training. Subtitles. A double-edged sword. Subtitles are a lifesaver, right? Yes and no. They help you understand, but not always hear. When you rely too much on reading, your ears stop doing the heavy lifting. Your brain isn't learning to decode fast speech. It's just reading a translated version of it. This creates a gap. You feel comfortable with subtitles but lost without them, and that keeps your listening skills stuck. "I'm just bad at listening" is a myth. Many learners think they're not naturally good at listening. That's false. Listening is a trainable skill, like learning to drive in a new city. At first, you miss every turn, but after a few days, you know where to go without even thinking. Your brain gets better at recognizing patterns and predicting what's next. It stops translating word by word and starts understanding chunks of meaning. Your brain wants to help you. Even if it feels like your ears are failing, your brain is constantly learning behind the scenes. Ever notice how a song lyric you didn't understand suddenly clicks after the 10th listen? That's neural adaptation. Your brain starts expecting sounds even before they're said. But that only happens if you give it practice. Fatigue. Friction. The more mental effort something requires, the faster you burn out. That's why you might find yourself tuning out, even when you're motivated. So, what's the solution? In the next section, we'll cover the common mistakes learners make when trying to understand native English, and how to avoid those traps so you can stop struggling and start thriving. You're watching YouTube videos. You've downloaded 3 language apps, maybe even memorized 1,000 flashcards. But still, when a native speaker talks, it's like boom. Total brain shutdown. Chances are, you're making one or more of these common mistakes that hold back your listening progress. Focusing too much on grammar is important, but it's not the key to understanding fast speech. When you focus on grammar rules while trying to listen, your brain splits into 2. One part is analyzing sentence structure, and the other is trying to keep up with the conversation. That's a recipe for confusion. Real-life speech doesn't follow textbook perfect grammar. Native speakers break rules all the time. Example: if I'd known, I'd have come. What is that? It's a casual, contracted mess that's grammatically correct, but sounds totally foreign to learners. Overthinking grammar slows down your reaction time. Listening needs to be automatic, not academic. Relying on classroom English. Most learners are trained on slow, clear, polite English. But out in the wild, people talk fast, use slang, skip words, mumble, and talk over each other. It's like practicing for a marathon by walking on a treadmill, then wondering why you can't keep up on a hill in the rain. You need exposure to real English, podcasts, vlogs, casual conversations, unscripted content. That's the battlefield, and the classroom isn't preparing you for it. Listening passively. Ever played a podcast in the background while scrolling Instagram? That's not listening, that's multitasking. And your brain doesn't learn well that way. Passive listening can help with exposure, but it won't improve comprehension unless you combine it with focused, active listening. Active listening means rewinding and repeating, shadowing what you hear, writing down what you understand. Noticing the sounds that trip you up. Think of it like training your ears at the gym. Just hearing music doesn't make you a musician. Learning vocabulary in isolation. Flashcards are fine, but real understanding comes from context. You might know the word get, but what about get over it, get by, get it together? These expressions are everywhere in fast speech, but you'll miss them if you only learn dictionary definitions. Native speakers use chunks, not individual words. Learning phrases trains your brain to listen for patterns, not just pieces. Avoiding fast speech. A lot of learners stick to slow English channels, thinking they'll build confidence first. But confidence doesn't come from comfort. It comes from capability. And to build capability, you need to face fast speech, not run from it. You don't need to understand everything immediately. You just need to get your ears used to hearing how real English sounds. The fix? We'll go into specific methods in the next section, but it starts with this. Stop treating listening like a side project. Make it your main workout. Practice with intention. Track your progress. And yes, mess up and rewind and repeat as much as you need. Because the biggest mistake? Thinking you're the problem. You're not. You just need a better strategy. Okay, so we've covered what not to do. Now, let's dive into what actually works if you want to understand native English speakers without guessing every third word. Training with fast audio, not slowed down. It's tempting to slow videos down to 0.75x speed. But if you only train with easy mode, you never level up to the real thing. Instead, challenge yourself with natural speed English. Podcasts, interviews, unscripted YouTube content, anything where people talk like they do in real life. First, it'll feel like chaos. But over time, your brain adapts. You start catching words, then phrases, then entire chunks. That's how progress happens. Focus on rhythm, not individual words. Trying to hear every single word in a sentence is exhausting and unnecessary. Native speakers don't emphasize every word. They stress the important ones and blur the rest. I'm going to meet her at the store later. Your job? Tune your ears to the rhythm. Listen for the stressed beats, not the filler sounds in between. Pro tip: try mimicking the rhythm. Even if you don't get every word, repeat the ups and downs. The pace, the pauses, that's how your ears sync with real speech. Learn in chunks. Instead of memorizing vocabulary lists, train with phrases. Examples: you know what I mean? What have you been up to? I didn't catch that. Say it again? These are gold mines. They appear constantly in natural English and are spoken fast. Learning chunks teaches your brain to recognize patterns, not isolated sounds. You stop translating in your head and start anticipating what's coming. Use context to your advantage. Even if you don't hear every word, you can guess what's being said based on tone, body language in videos. Previous sentences. Topic of conversation, train your brain to fill in the blanks. This is what native speakers do all the time, especially in noisy environments. Listening isn't just hearing. It's guessing smartly based on limited information. And the more you practice, the smarter your guesses become. Shadowing is a powerful technique. You listen to a sentence and repeat it at the same time, trying to match. Pronunciation, speed, rhythm, it forces your brain to listen and speak simultaneously, which is hard at first but gets easier fast. Even 5 minutes a day can rewire how your ears process spoken English. It's active, intense, and extremely effective. Looping and repetition. Find a short clip, 10 to 30 seconds. Play it once, try to understand it. Then, play it again. Can you catch more this time? Write down what you hear. Compare with a transcript or subtitles. Repeat it out loud. This is called looping, and it trains your ears like nothing else. Repetition builds muscle memory for your listening. Mix it up. Input. Variety, your brain. Learns faster when you hear English in different voices, accents, and formats. Try American, British, Australian accents. Formal interviews versus casual vlogs, male versus female voices. Podcasts, dramas, YouTube, live streams. The more variety, the stronger your listening muscles become. Set micro goals, don't aim to understand everything right away. Set small goals. Catch the main idea of a 2-minute video. Identify 5 reductions. Repeat one sentence with perfect rhythm. These wins build momentum and confidence. Bottom line? Stop obsessing over understanding every word. Start focusing on rhythm, chunks, and training methods that build real comprehension. And remember, your ears aren't broken. They just need the right kind of workout. Next up, I'll show you a step-by-step listening method that ties everything together into one daily routine you can actually stick to. At this point, you know why listening is hard and what to focus on. Now, let's tie everything together into a powerful daily method that'll help you actually start understanding fast native English without burning out or giving up. Here's your step-by-step listening workout. Step 1. Choose the right clip. Pick a short, natural English clip between 10 and 60 seconds. Choose real-life content. YouTube vlogs, podcast excerpts, movie or TV scenes, TikToks or Instagram reels. Make sure the speakers are talking at normal speed, not slow or scripted English. Bonus, pick something you enjoy. That way, your brain is more engaged. Step 2, play it once. No subtitles, don't worry about catching everything. Just listen. What do you feel is happening? Try to catch emotion, context. Key words, ask yourself, what's the general idea? This primes your brain to work with incomplete info. just like in real conversations. Step 3. Loop and transcribe now. Play it in 2 to 3 second chunks. After each chunk, pause. Try to write what you heard, word for word, replay to confirm. Or adjust. You don't need to be perfect. This is a workout, not a test. But the act of writing forces your brain to slow down and focus on sounds, not spelling. Step 4. Shadow the speaker. Once you've transcribed the whole clip, it's time to shadow. Play one sentence. Say it out loud at the same time as the speaker. Match their rhythm. Match their pronunciation. Match their emotion. Do this 2 to 3 times per sentence. You'll feel awkward at first, but your ears will adjust fast. Shadowing improves your listening and speaking at the same time. Step 5. Identify reductions and connections. Santai. Re-listen and underline where words connect or shrink. Wanna instead of want to. Did ya instead of did you. You know instead of you know. Recognizing these patterns is crucial because native speakers use them constantly. The more you see them, the faster your brain gets at hearing them in real time. Step 6. Replay at full speed. Now listen to the full clip at normal speed, without reading or writing. Just listen. You'll be shocked at how much you understand this time. It's not magic. It's just your brain finally catching up. You trained it to expect what it's hearing. Do this once a day for 15 minutes, and your comprehension will skyrocket. Bonus tips for long-term growth. A. Keep a listening journal. Track what clips you practiced with. Date, source, time of clip, new expressions or reductions. What you found difficult. This helps you see your progress and stay motivated. B. Use repetition. Loops repeat the same clip over several days. What felt hard on day 1 might feel easy by day 4. Repetition cements patterns into your long-term memory. C. Vary the content. Don't get stuck in one voice or accent. Rotate content from interviews, podcasts, TV shows. Real conversations, variety. Makes your ears stronger and more adaptable. Pair listening with speaking. Try explaining what you heard in your own words. This activates your listening, memory, and output skills all at once. It's like language CrossFit. Wrap up. This method isn't complicated, but it is powerful. It turns passive watching into active learning. It transforms noise into meaning, and it turns frustration into progress. Stick with it, even just 15 minutes a day, and soon you'll be watching native content without subtitles, actually understanding and feeling confident in real conversations. Up next, I'll share the best tools and resources to support this method. Free, fun, and super effective. You've got the method. Now let's plug in the right tools so you can make progress faster and smarter. These aren't just apps. They're accelerators. Each one helps you train specific skills in the listening process. 1. YouTube, but use it right. YouTube is gold for listening if you use it actively. Look for unscripted content, interviews, vlogs, daily routines. Use the transcript feature to check your guesses after listening. Avoid slow English channels. Train with real native speed. English with Lucy explains listening skills. BBC Learning English, real-life audio clips. Cut and Jubilee, real conversations, diverse accents. Podcasts give you real conversations, background noise, and natural flow. Start with easier ones, like The English We Speak, short-focused, Luke's English Podcast, funny, native speed. All ears English, fast but clear. Use apps like Spotify or Podbean and download episodes to replay offline. Pro tip: listen first without the transcript, then follow along after. These help you shadow and mimic native speakers. Elsa Speak, great for pronunciation and stress. Shadowing by Language Reactor combines video, subtitles, and voice training. Uglish lets you hear how words are used in real context with thousands of examples. Language Reactor, Chrome extension, adds subtitles, slowdown controls, and pop-up translations to YouTube and Netflix. LingQ lets you learn by reading, listening real content. Tracks vocabulary automatically. DeepL Translator, more natural than Google Translate, helps break down phrases quickly. You don't need to spend money. Most of the progress comes from how you use the tools, not how much they cost. But if you're ready to invest, use premium shadowing apps to track pronunciation. Subscribe to a listening-focused course or YouTube membership with transcripts and quizzes. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the game. Why? Because most learners never stop to ask, why can't I understand native speakers? They assume they're bad at English, that it's just too fast, too mumbly, too much. But you now, know the truth. You've seen how fast speech is built, not from more vocabulary, but from linked words, reduced forms, musical rhythm. Predictable patterns. You've learned that listening isn't just hearing, it's processing, predicting, pattern matching. And your brain, it can learn this. It just needs the right kind of training. Native English feels fast because of how it's spoken, not because you're behind. Your brain gets overwhelmed when you multitask or rely on passive habits. Most learners make the same avoidable mistakes, like overthinking grammar and ignoring real-world content. The real gains come from training with fast, natural audio, using shadowing, looping, and chunking. Listening with intention. Not just exposure, you've even got a daily routine now. A system you can follow today. Tools that support you. And the understanding that your brain is already adapting every time you listen. You don't need to understand everything to start feeling confident. You just need to understand enough to stay in the game. Because the real goal isn't perfect English. It's real connection, to understand jokes, follow conversations, watch shows without subtitles, be part of the world in English, and guess what? That's closer than you think. Don't stop here. Pick one method from this video. Just one. Try it today. Shadow a scene. Transcribe 30 seconds. Replay a podcast and catch the stress patterns. That's it. Even 10 minutes of focused listening can build momentum. And once your ears adjust, English will go from fast and frustrating to fast and familiar. Like background music you finally understand. You're not just learning English. You're learning how to hear people, feel, rhythm, and think in a different language. That's powerful. That's global. That's life-changing. And hey, if this video helped you even a little, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's the one tip you're going to try first? Thanks for watching, and keep listening. Your ears are stronger than you think.